When we think of Genghis Khan, we imagine a fearsome conqueror, but the true spoils of his wars were not gold or land. They were people. Behind the thunder of hooves and the clash of steel lies a hidden story, the fate of women swept up in the Mongol conquests. The Mongols' invasions were swift and brutal. Cities faced a stark choice: surrender or be destroyed. Men were often executed, but women and children became part of the spoils, valued as much as any treasure. This was no accident. Taking women was a calculated strategy to erase enemy lineages and ensure no sons would rise for revenge. Women were distributed among Mongol warriors, their fate determined by beauty, skills, or noble birth. Their lives were upended overnight, homes lost, families shattered, and futures uncertain. For millions, this was the reality, not just a footnote, but a central human cost of empire. Their stories reveal the dark, personal side of conquest, one of suffering, survival, and resilience. These women's experiences are a vital, often overlooked part of Genghis Khan's legacy. For Genghis Khan, capturing women was not just a byproduct of war, it was policy. After a city fell, women were sorted and valued, with the most beautiful reserved for the Khan and his commanders. This system bound the army together, promising rewards and loyalty in exchange for victory. Integrating captured women also helped the Mongols grow their numbers, blending conquered peoples into the empire. Children born from these unions were raised as Mongols, erasing old identities and strengthening the new order. The threat of losing not just lives but entire cultures became a weapon, spreading fear and encouraging surrender. The fate of women was both a tool of terror and a means of building the empire. In this way, conquest became self-sustaining, fueled by the promise of spoils and the absorption of the conquered. For most captured women, life meant servitude, endless chores, caring for children, and surviving in a foreign world. Their status depended entirely on their captor's whims. A moment's favor or displeasure could change everything. Wives held some authority, but concubines and servants had few rights and lived in constant uncertainty. The most prized women entered the Khan's harem, living in luxury, but as political pawns pressured to produce heirs. Even here, danger lurked. Succession struggles could be deadly, and alliances were fragile. Some women were valued for their skills, artisans, musicians, and weavers, yet their talents were exploited for the elite. Their creations became part of Mongol culture, but always under duress. Every woven thread or song was a silent testament to loss and survival. These women's lives were marked by adaptation, resilience, and the quiet endurance of trauma. Their stories are woven into the very fabric of the empire they never chose to join. Amidst tragedy, a few women found ways to survive, and even thrive. Borte, Genghis Khan's first wife, was captured and rescued, later becoming his trusted advisor and the empire's matriarch. Toragin Khatun, once a captive, rose to rule the Mongol Empire as regent, wielding real power. But for most, resilience was quieter. Mothers teaching forbidden songs, women forging bonds in the shadows. These small acts of defiance kept memories and identities alive, even as the empire tried to erase them. Their endurance was a form of resistance, passing fragments of lost worlds to their children. While few reached power, countless others survived through memory, solidarity, and hope. Their strength reminds us that history is shaped not just by conquerors but by those who endure. In their survival, the cultures the Mongols sought to erase lived on. Why remember these stories? Because they reveal the true cost of empire. The lives changed, the suffering endured. Focusing only on battles hides the human toll and the sacrifices beneath every conquest. The fate of these women challenges us to see history as more than dates and victories. It's about people. Their experiences echo in today's conflicts, reminding us that war's cruelties persist. The Mongol Empire was built not just by warriors, but by the labor and lives of captured women. Acknowledging their role gives us a fuller, more honest view of history. We carry their stories forward, honoring the voices too often silenced. In remembering them, we confront the complexities of power, legacy, and the enduring strength of the human spirit.